Okay, so there we have it, the industrial strategy. Put your thoughts into the machine. Growth is everything, and we have to work together. That's quite a good strategic setup. We're going to focus a bit on supply chain now, and continuing the two-speaker trend, I'd like to introduce Colette and Sam. Sam Sears is the supply chain manager for the National Shipbuilding Office, and he joined the NSO in late 2022. Sam has since led the NSO's vital supply chain work, encompassing supply chain mapping, industry engagement, sector-specific intelligence gathering, and joining up industry with HMG, His Majesty's Government's opportunities. Colette Munroe is the supply chain advisor on a 2-year secondment from BAE, and Colette brings 27 years of knowledge of the sector to the NSO. So let's please welcome Sam and Colette to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for that introduction, and thank you to both Jameses for a very informative presentation. So as Peter mentioned, we intend to continue the industrial strategy theme and very much the theme of this conference by focusing on the supply chain and our industry engagement. As Peter has mentioned, I'm Sam Sears. I'm the supply chain lead within the National Shipbuilding Office, and I'm here with my industry colleague, Colette.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Colette Munroe. I'm lucky enough to have been seconded from industry into the NSO to bring real-life experience from industry perspective.
The purpose of our presentation today is to discuss our work in understanding the maritime landscape and engage further with the shipbuilding supply chain to give opportunities for the full breadth of the sector. By understanding the supply chain, the NSO can assess the economic contributions that you make, which in turn supports our cross-government engagement, developing targeted policy, which helps to drive growth across the UK.
The NSO is keen to work more closely with industry and to understand the challenges and blockers to success. We are often asked, what is the scope of NSO? The easy answer is everything that floats and the wider manufacturing and technical supply chain content within the vessels. For example, systems, subsystems, and key components of the supply chain. The scope is broad and the sector is wide, across the full range of the end-to-end shipbuilding life cycle, from design through product manufacture into vessel build, recognising the importance of systems integration, test and evaluation, commissioning through to acceptance. It also includes the long-term work opportunities for repair, maintenance and refit of vessels. More recently, the conversion of power and propulsion systems to new, greener technology to help drive decarbonisation. Also, from a sustainability and environmental perspective, the importance of the responsible management of the disposal of vessels. Our goal of engagement today is that if we better understand supply chain's obstacles, with NSO and industry working together, we can deliver upon the national shipbuilding strategy and support British businesses. Over the last year, we have adopted a categorisation approach to understanding the shipbuilding landscape. We had already recognised a large number of stakeholders of circa 1,900 businesses. With this long list, we gathered and organised the companies from raw data into structured, categorised information. We did this through 3 lenses: understanding the sector the business operates in, understanding the type of company, i.e. what they actually do and deliver, from shipbuilders, boat builders, OEMs, ship owner and operators, or refit and repair yards. These are just examples. And by specialisation, here we were quite strict in having a very key word which represents the niche specialism of that market. Our goal in using this categorisation approach is getting the right information out to those who need it in a timely manner. Understanding the landscape in greater detail has another important function, where we can work with government programme teams to help their understand the requirements and help make them aware of the existing UK capability. We're keen to ensure that we're aware of as many companies as possible as we build our network. So please use the QR code to add your company onto the NSO stakeholder listing for future contact. It's better to be listed twice than not listed at all. Having broken down our understanding of the NSO network, we wanted to share with you and recognise the number of wide-ranging engagements that the NSO partakes in on a regular basis. Engaging with industry stakeholders is key to engaging and delivering upon opportunities, and is the best way to ensure government is delivering with and for industry. The NSO also engages cross-government departments, trade associations, and reaches out to academia and centres of excellence on certain topics or studies. For example, for awareness as well, there has been a focus from the Centres of Excellence Task and Finish Group to understand what centres of excellence are already operating within the UK and what gaps exist which could support the delivery of the National Shipbuilding Strategy. It's great to see a number of the Centre of Excellence Task and Finish Group members in the audience today. I'll now hand over to Sam to explain the supply chain focus activities.
Thank you. So in order to achieve our objectives, the NSO have worked to establish a better understanding of the supply chain, not just within shipbuilding, but across the wider maritime portfolio, as we've discussed earlier. We started by getting a detailed understanding of the sectors and really getting an understanding of how they interrelate with one another, as Colette has discussed. We then started to signpost targeted opportunities to industry using the categorisation approach. However, we now want to go beyond that, from simply signposting to creating a proactive, holistic approach to tender opportunities, which includes preparations ahead of time, awareness, and that's awareness of adjacent areas outside of your usual remit, and working together to improve bid quality. We're going to do this to ensure that we have the widest range of high-quality bids to any given tender, which fundamentally benefits us all. Simultaneously, the NSO is working with government programme teams, those who are actually procuring the vessel, to talk through their requirements, making them aware of any new technologies that are out on the market, and ensuring that they are aware of any potentially unforeseen or unnecessary barriers which may exclude competitors to the tender, and instead consider alternative measures to mitigate that risk. So, for example, it is often necessary to impose a minimal turnover requirement to de-risk a taxpayer-funded project. However, through our mapping work, the NSO can illustrate that by putting a disproportionate requirement, the programme team would exclude several yards that have the capability and expertise to win the contract, and therefore the tender may not be as competitive as it could have been. We work with the shipbuilding pipeline, keeping industry up to date of the developments and working with programme teams right from that initial concept right throughout the entire build process. Where appropriate, the NSO makes interventions or endorses the interventions of other government departments to support industry. Here, I think it's worth flagging to the audience today, it is often better for us to get an understanding of an issue early, even if we decide that the correct response from government is just to monitor the situation at that time, than to be made aware late when something is already critical. Whilst we have formal mechanisms for intervention, we often find that if a company is struggling to navigate government or just feel like they're repeatedly hitting a brick wall, having an advocate inside government to pop by a desk and just speak face to face is often the most effective way of resolving an issue. And finally, we flag funding opportunities, primarily for our mailing list and social media, so it's really important that you're following us on both of those channels. We want to make you aware of grants and government support available to you. And by providing industry with a forward look ahead of the 30-year shipbuilding pipeline of opportunities, combined with funding to enhance projects in the here and now, we aim to increase confidence in investment and therefore maximise growth within the sector. So, we've covered why we need the information, but now I'd like to touch upon one of the ways that we're going about getting it. We work with a range of government and industry colleagues. You can see them on the left-hand side of the screen, to commission a piece of supply chain mapping with a business called Glass AI. Glass AI uses artificial intelligence that deep reads the web and official sources to research the UK's maritime sector. For example, it scraped Companies House to draw thousands of businesses which use maritime keywords in their Companies House reporting. So in the map view, you can see stakeholders being shown as clusters, but we can also zoom in and see them as individual points. We can cut the data in different ways. So in the top right, we see a breakdown of the companies by regions. And in the bottom right shows the size of companies. And you won't be surprised, and we all say it, that by far the largest in that range is the small and medium-sized enterprises. This provides the information we need to develop and shape well-informed industrial strategy and highlights areas that is specific that we need to focus upon. So, with that, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention this morning, and we hope that you found this session useful and gave a flavour of the work that we do. You'll see up on the screen there's a QR code for the Slido that's been present, so please do engage and participate and ask any questions for the NSO on the panel later. And we look forward to engaging with you further.
So to recap, our main NSO supply chain goal is to build upon our existing knowledge, to better understand the market challenges, and to engage further with the supply chain. This is in order to develop and shape a well-informed industrial strategy to drive growth across the UK. We're looking forward to engaging with you over the networking coffee breaks, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.
Thanks so much.